Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And we have a big bit of beef that has come out while I was on deload. A bunch of people told me about it. I've just now sat down this morning and got caught up a little bit on it. But apparently there's a big beef going on between Eddie Hall and Hafthor Bjornsson. I think I got his name right. The Mountain Gregor Clegane, as many of you out there would know him from Game of Thrones. But just a quick reminder for those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click like down below. Be greatly appreciated. But over to the point, there's a big beef about deadlift records still, which we've talked about. What is it that I said before? When this came up and Hafthor was going to do this stuff, I had said, look, go to a competition and do it. If you're strong enough to beat Eddie Hall's deadlift, go to a comp and do it. Now, a bunch of stuff has happened with all the things going around in the world. Events got shut down. They were still allowed to do the Arnold, to do the competitions. There weren't audiences allowed. And Hafthor wasn't able to break his record. Okay, he wasn't able to break his record. Now he is over here saying, well, I want to do it like in my own garage and have witnesses, and I'll have this person or that person judge it. Now, here's the problem with that. That's not sanctioned competition. That is not sanctioned competition. And right now we're in some special circumstances. Whether you think these circumstances are right or wrong, I have my own opinions on that, obviously, but I'm not going to make this channel about that as to whether anything should be shut down. Again, we all have our opinions. Most coaches and friends of mine out there know that I have a very, very strong stance on that topic. But this channel is not about that. This is about strength. This is about fitness. This is about athleticism. That's what we care about here. No, we don't care about bodybuilding, by the way, for those who bring that up. People will come over here and say, is this a bodybuilding channel? You look terrible for a bodybuilder. It's like, well, first of all, a straight man doesn't judge another man's physique, so I know everything I need to know about you, brother. Number two, this isn't a bodybuilding channel. So, back over to the point. It's about strength. We have an event here. All right. His point being, well, I can't do any competitions. Everything is closed down. Well, if you don't want everything closed down, raise a fuss with your governments and quit complaining to the internet. Raise a fuss to your governments. Do something about it. But everyone else is in the same situation in the world. And I can tell you right now, I know people who have bigger concerns right now than I can't get to a competition. I know people who, because of the economy right now, they're going to lose their gyms. I know people who've lost their jobs. I know people who are possibly going to lose their homes. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on. Everybody is having problems with it. And you not being able to break a world record that you're not capable of breaking, as witnessed at the last attempt, this isn't an excuse to get around that. And if anything, this is my concern. You have a guy who wants to set an unofficial record and have it be counted, who couldn't in official competition break it. What makes him think or anyone think he can break it now? All right, it already looks suspect. It's, again, using an event like this, just like governments love to do, using an event like this to take advantage. And essentially, Eddie Hall has come in and said, I don't trust him. I don't trust his crew. I don't like the way they behave. They're not sportsmen. Okay, that's what Eddie has said. They behave in a manner of intimidation. They get angry, but almost, I can't remember the exact word he used. You guys need to check his own Instagram. Basically, he said they use intimidation anytime they don't get their way. His whole crew does. He says he doesn't trust them. And here's what I would say from Eddie's purview, that's perfectly reasonable. Okay, Eddie has a record he has set, a world record in sanctioned competition under competition-controlled environment. Okay, that's his record. He's earned it. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to say that that's a real deadlift or not, well, stupid straps, well, and I tend to feel that way about straps. Hey, my personal opinion, I don't think any sort of deadlift should count everywhere you use straps. That's my opinion. But my opinion doesn't matter here. What matters is that under the rules of his competition, at the world level, he broke a world record in sanctioned competition. Any of our opinions about the nature of the bar or the straps or anything else are irrelevant. We all have opinions. We all are entitled to opinions. Back to mine. I don't think any deadlift should ever count where you wear straps. Of any type ever. It's not a deadlift. My opinion. Take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. The record is his. His record. Fair and square. It's uncontested. And you have another guy who has tried in competition to break that record, talk smack about it, and has failed to do so, who's like, well, under other conditions, questionable conditions, I think that I should be able to set the record because of the current world situation in my own garage. As long as I have the right person to witness it, it should be fine. It'll count. Well, that's not how it works. And I think it's fair for Eddie to step up and say, you know what, I don't accept your record. I set mine in real competition under a controlled environment. I set my record. Your lift, I don't trust it. I don't trust the people watching it. I don't accept you taking my record if he happens to do it. And that's perfectly fair. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's very unsportsmanlike to try to claim that you took someone's record. I'll give you guys a perfect example, and I've never made a big deal about it. It's come up a couple times in comments. I have unofficially, in my home gym, using calibrated plates, not under competition environment, unofficially broke a Texas state record. Okay, I'm not going to say which one. I'm not going to say for which class. You know why? Because that's bullshit. It doesn't count. And I believe in sportsmanship. And for me to make such a claim, the individual who does have that record, I'm being unsportsmanlike to that person, right? I don't have a right because I did something at home in my home gym, even if I used calibrated plates. I do not have a right to claim that I have his record. I haven't earned that right. Am I capable of it? Sure, I believe that I am. Being capable of breaking a record is not the same thing as breaking a record. And until such a time as I step into competition and break that record, I have no claim to it. So let's come back over. Hafthor. If he breaks it unofficially, which is what this would be, he would have a right to claim, I have evidence that I'm capable of breaking the record. Because up till now, he isn't capable of breaking the record. He has repeatedly displayed that he cannot break the record. Those are the facts. At this time, the evidence suggests that he does not have the capability to breaking that record. He's never replicated it under any conditions, home gym or otherwise. If he breaks it in his home gym, not in competition, he will have a right to say, I think I can break the record. I have proof that I have the ability to break the record. Nobody has to accept it. Eddie sure as hell doesn't have to accept it. Okay, Eddie paid his dues there. He walked in competition, set his world record. Fair and square. Right? There's no disputing that fact. But you don't get to come in and say, because the world situation is what it is, I can't go to a competition right now. Well, no shit. It's not going to last that long. If it does, we have bigger problems in sports. Tell you right now, that's the least of our problems going to be sports. Last any longer. Keep training. Keep getting stronger. Don't get hurt. And come in and break the record when things open back up. But I'm going to tell you right now, based upon his last couple of displays, I don't think he can break the record. And it's going to be very suspicious. And that's, again, Eddie is very, very valid in raising that point. I don't trust him. I don't trust it. That's perfectly fair. That's reasonable. Because you have a guy who's repeatedly displayed that he can't break his record. Okay? He can't. Maybe he'll be strong enough in 6 months. Maybe. He might be. I could be wrong. But he'll have to prove it. So failing in competition recently to be able to do it failing to do so says he probably isn't capable of doing it. He peaked for that. He was ready. Okay? Put everything he had into it. Could not do it. To then come in and do it in your gym under your gym conditions in a very short period of time later, that's automatically suspicious. And it doesn't matter whether you're a fan of the guy or not. Right? He should go back and keep base building and keep getting stronger. And when competitions open back up, peak for that competition, come in and break the record if he's capable of it. But this garage shit doesn't count. Doesn't count. And it is unfair and unsportsmanlike to a person who holds a record to claim that you have their record because you did it in your home gym, in your garage. Doesn't matter who witnesses it. It's not sanctioned competition in a controlled environment. It's not. And it doesn't count. That's how sports work. That's how records work. That's how they work, guys. So I'm going to have to agree with Eddie on this one. And I'm just saying that in the name of fairness and sportsmanship. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time.